Hello and welcome to Last But One Drinks. Today we are talking about flavoured vermouths. Now, over the past few years we've noticed a lot more flavoured vermouths coming onto the market. And by flavoured vermouths we mean take a standard style like dry or sweet or white and add an extra dimension by a really clear flavour or botanical which is prominent. We're going to give you a couple of examples today to explain what we mean. As with all vermouths though, it's worth knowing that these will be between 14.5 and 22% ABV. So let's have a look at these two. The first one I'm going to show you today is called Simpleroni, and it is from Galicia in northwestern Spain. Now, this one here says that it is a white vermouth. So, as with a white vermouth we saw with the white vermouth episode, we would expect this therefore to be pretty transparent, pretty much like water in the glass. And, well, this one doesn't quite look like that, does it? So what they've done here is they've taken the base white wine, they have fortified it, they've added the botanicals, but there is one botanical that really comes out very strongly. But interestingly, not until you sip it. So on the nose, actually you can smell some of the potential sugars in there, you can smell a sweetness, but what's really coming through are some nice citrus flavours and the sorts of botanicals that you might associate with a dry vermouth. That said, so it is probably semi-sweet, but as you taste it, you notice there is something else behind there. And actually, it is a green pepper. So this comes from a town called Padrón in Galicia, and Padrón is famous not so much for its vermouths, but it is very famous for the green peppers which are fried and served with rock salt as a tapas. So they've put some of these into the mix when they have been putting the botanicals through, and it gives just a little bit of edge when you are drinking it. We happen to really like it, hence having yet another litre bottle of it in our fridge ready to go. This is something though, whilst it works really well by itself, we find that it makes a quite an interesting cheeky introduction when put into a white Negroni. So maybe worth having a quick go with that. The second one that we want to show you is Discarded. So Discarded is actually made in Scotland, but as you can see just here, it says it is a sweet cascara vermouth. In case you are unfamiliar with the word cascara, it is Spanish for the word husk or peel or skin, and it refers to the dried husk of the coffee cherry once the coffee cherries have been harvested and dried. Now what they do is they take the dried husks and they pulp them and then they add them into the base wine botanical stage. Now, sweet vermouth we expect to be kind of a reddy, tawny brown, so coloured with caramel normally. My expectation here is that this is coloured with some of natural coffee colourings, and intriguingly when you hold it up, let's see if I can hold it there, you might be able to see that whilst this is quite dark, around the edges, so perhaps towards the bottom of the bowl of the glass there or towards the top, you can see that it is actually quite coffee coloured itself. Now, when you smell it, what comes across quite strongly is some quite earthy and maybe some herbal notes, which might feel a little bit odd for something sweet like this. But if we just twist it a little bit, you'll be able to possibly see that we've got an awful lot of legs running down the glass here. And that could be to do with high alcohol, or it could be to do with an awful lot of residual sugar. Let's have a quick taste. Now, it's got some top notes in there which are like candy, very sweet sweets, but it has a lot of roundness at the bottom. In fact, you can feel it gathering around your saliva glands, and that's some of the tannins that might come from potentially the wine, but I think especially the coffee husk. Now, actually, we quite like this. Whilst we are happy to drink this as just a vermouth in a glass, I have to confess, we prefer to drink it as part of a Manhattan. For the Manhattan drinkers out there, yes, that might sound like absolute abomination, but give it a try for us. We think it really works. Now, those are two examples of some fairly inventive flavoured vermouths you will find out on the market. Lots of others which may not be quite as out there as green peppers or coffee husks, but we think it's quite fun to go out and explore. Check us out on lastbutonedrinks.co for more on good drinks. And in the meantime, cheers.